Imagine waking up one morning and realizing your body has been quietly sabotaging you for years. No alarms, no warnings, just a slow, silent breakdown happening inside. After 60, your body doesn't shout when it's missing something vital. It whispers. Subtle fatigue, random leg cramps, sudden memory slips. You dismiss them as just aging. But in truth, these signs could be hidden vitamin deficiencies. Deficiencies silently eating away at your strength, your brain, and even your lifespan. Think of it this way. Vitamins are the tiny screws holding together the machine of your body. When even one goes missing, the entire system begins to rattle, shake, and eventually collapse. What makes this terrifying is how invisible it is. Most seniors never notice the damage until it's too late. And yet, with the right knowledge, you can stop it. Today we uncover the 5 most dangerous vitamin deficiencies after 60. Each one has the power to quietly destroy your health. And once you know them, you'll never see your body the same way again. Aging is often blamed for every ache, every lapse, every drop in energy. But science tells a different story. Many of the struggles seniors face are not caused by age itself, but by missing nutrients. After 60, digestion slows. The stomach produces less acid, making it harder to absorb vitamins like B12. Appetite changes, medications, and reduced sun exposure add to the problem. Slowly, the body slips into a silent nutrient debt. What's alarming is how easily these deficiencies hide in plain sight. Fatigue gets mistaken for just old age. Memory lapses are brushed off as senior moments. Bone pain is dismissed as arthritis. But behind these common complaints may lie deficiencies draining vitality and setting the stage for serious disease. Doctors often treat the symptoms, prescribing pills for sleep, blood pressure, or pain, while the root cause goes unnoticed. And millions of seniors suffer in silence. That's why uncovering these deficiencies matters. Because when you restore what's missing, the results can be life-changing. More energy, stronger bones, sharper memory, and above all, more years lived with independence and dignity. Picture this. Margaret, a 67-year-old grandmother, loved gardening. She believed her fatigue and frequent muscle cramps were normal for her age. But when she fainted one afternoon, doctors discovered severe vitamin D and magnesium deficiencies. What she thought was aging was actually her body running on empty. Stories like Margaret's are common. After 60, deficiencies sneak in because your diet, lifestyle, and body's absorption all change. The 5 most overlooked vitamins are B12, D, magnesium, omega-3, and vitamin K2. Each plays a role more powerful than most realize. Vitamin B12 fuels your brain and nerves. Without it, memory fades, and numbness creeps in. Vitamin D strengthens bones and immunity. A lack leaves you prone to fractures and infections. Magnesium keeps muscles, sleep, and heart rhythm stable. Its absence triggers cramps, insomnia, and irregular heartbeat. Omega-3 fatty acids sharpen the mind and reduce inflammation. Without them, mood declines and joints ache. Vitamin K2 directs calcium into bones instead of arteries. Without it, bones weaken and arteries harden. These deficiencies are silent thieves. They don't strike suddenly. They chip away day after day until one morning your independence feels stolen. But here's the hopeful part. Every single one can be corrected. With the right foods, supplements, and awareness, seniors can reclaim strength, clarity, and energy. Before we explore how each deficiency affects the body, remember this. Correcting even one can feel like turning back the clock. And once you recognize the symptoms, you'll never confuse them with just aging again. The body never lies. When vital vitamins go missing, the first warnings appear in physical form. They may look like harmless aches or signs of aging, but they are red flags of deeper trouble. Vitamin B12 deficiency often starts with tingling in the hands and feet. Seniors describe it as pins and needles that never quite go away. Weakness in the legs follows, sometimes making it hard to climb stairs or walk long distances. Many blame arthritis or nerve damage. But in truth, the nerves are starving for B12. Without it, red blood cells shrink in number, oxygen transport slows, and every organ works in a low-energy state. The result? Fatigue, dizziness, pale skin, and shortness of breath even after light activity. Vitamin D deficiency weakens bones from the inside out. Seniors may not notice until a small accident, a slip on the carpet or a bump against the table, ends with a fracture. Doctors often say it's brittle bones, but in reality, it's low vitamin D blocking calcium absorption. In northern climates, and even for homebound seniors, sunlight is too scarce. Over time, muscles also weaken, making balance unstable and falls more likely. Magnesium deficiency is felt in the muscles and the heart. Nighttime leg cramps twist calves into knots. Eyelid twitches appear randomly. Some experience irregular heartbeats or a restless body that just can't settle at night. Magnesium supports more than 300 biochemical reactions, from energy production to blood pressure control. Without it, the body feels restless, stiff, and unreliable. Omega-3 deficiency hides in inflammation. Seniors often feel stiff joints in the morning, slower wound healing, or persistent dryness of the skin. Inside, arteries are hardening, and blood becomes stickier. Circulation slows, raising the risk of heart disease. Physically, it shows up as reduced stamina, aching joints, and a body that feels older than its years. Vitamin K2 deficiency creates one of the cruelest physical traps. Calcium, instead of entering bones, lodges inside arteries. Bones become fragile, while arteries stiffen. The physical signs? Back pain, fragile teeth, high blood pressure, and in severe cases, dangerous calcification around the heart. Together, these deficiencies chip away at independence. Carrying groceries feels heavy. Walking across the room feels risky. Sleep becomes restless. The body begins to feel like an unreliable partner. But the story doesn't have to end there. Seniors who restore these vitamins often describe an almost miraculous return of strength. Cramping eases. Bones feel sturdier. Energy returns. The body, once fragile, feels alive again. If you've ever felt unexplained weakness, muscle cramps, or joint stiffness, which of these deficiencies sounds most familiar to you? Share your thoughts in the comments. Your insight may help someone else recognize their own symptoms. Physical weakness is only half the story. The mind and emotions suffer just as deeply from silent vitamin deficiencies. And these effects are often more frightening because they change who a person feels they are. Vitamin B12 deficiency is notorious for its impact on memory and mood. Seniors may forget conversations, misplace keys, or struggle to find words. Families often worry about dementia when the real cause could be a starving brain. Low B12 also lowers serotonin and dopamine, fueling depression, irritability, and a flat emotional state. What feels like cognitive decline is often a reversible deficiency. Vitamin D deficiency quietly clouds the mind. Research links low vitamin D to brain fog, slower reaction times, and even seasonal depression. Seniors with low levels often describe themselves as living in a haze. Their bodies may feel tired, but worse, their minds feel heavy, making daily tasks overwhelming. Magnesium deficiency amplifies anxiety. It regulates the stress response system, calming both brain and body. Without enough, seniors feel restless, unable to sleep, and caught in a loop of worry. Panic attacks and heart palpitations may follow, leaving many convinced they have heart disease when the culprit is low magnesium. Omega-3 deficiency alters mood and sharpness. The brain is built largely from fat, and omega-3s form its foundation. Without them, memory fades faster, focus shortens, and mood swings appear. Seniors may notice increased irritability, sadness, or even signs of early depression. In couples, this can create tension, as mood changes feel personal rather than biological. Vitamin K2 deficiency may not directly affect emotions, but its indirect role is powerful. Poor circulation from hardened arteries reduces blood flow to the brain. Over time, this starves neurons, accelerating cognitive decline and emotional instability. What looks like personality change may, in fact, be a lack of oxygen and nutrients reaching the mind. The tragedy is how often these symptoms are dismissed as normal aging. A senior feeling anxious, sad, or forgetful may never be tested for deficiencies. Instead, they're prescribed antidepressants or sleep pills. Yet, when nutrients are restored, clarity often returns, smiles come back, confidence grows, and seniors regain a sense of control over their lives. If you've ever watched a loved one struggle with memory or mood after 60, you know how painful it is. But imagine if part of that suffering could be lifted simply by restoring what the body craves. If this resonates with you, consider subscribing to Vital Health Tales. Every week, we share new ways to protect your mind and body naturally. The scariest truth about vitamin deficiencies after 60 is not the immediate pain or fatigue. It's the silent, long-term risks building inside the body. What feels like small daily discomfort can, over years, grow into life-altering disease. Consider Robert, a 72-year-old retired teacher. His family noticed he was becoming forgetful. He repeated questions, misplaced bills, and even confused the names of his grandchildren. Doctors feared early Alzheimer's. But after tests, the real cause emerged: a severe B12 deficiency. Once treated, his memory improved, his focus returned, and the family saw glimpses of the Robert they thought was gone forever. His story is a powerful reminder. Sometimes what looks permanent is only a deficiency left untreated. Vitamin B12 deficiency carries one of the greatest risks. Left unchecked, it damages nerves permanently. What begins as tingling or balance problems may progress to full mobility loss. Memory problems may deepen into dementia that can no longer be reversed. Vitamin D deficiency is equally dangerous. Over time, bones weaken until even a simple fall can shatter a hip or wrist. But the risks go beyond fractures. Studies link low vitamin D to higher rates of certain cancers, autoimmune diseases, and repeated infections like pneumonia. The immune system depends on this vitamin as a shield, and without it, seniors are left exposed. Magnesium deficiency is a hidden threat to the heart. At first, it causes cramps or twitches, but long-term, it drives high blood pressure, hardened arteries, and arrhythmias that can lead to stroke or sudden cardiac arrest. A skipped heartbeat is not just annoying, it can be the first hint of a future crisis. Omega-3 deficiency fuels chronic inflammation. Slowly, this fire burns through the brain and body. Seniors without enough omega-3s face accelerated cognitive decline, faster brain shrinkage, and higher risks of Alzheimer's disease. Inflammation also stiffens arteries, increasing the risk of heart disease. The body ages from the inside, much faster than the calendar says. Vitamin K2 deficiency creates a cruel paradox. Calcium, instead of building bones, settles into arteries and soft tissues. Over decades, bones hollow out while arteries harden. This double blow raises the risk of fractures, strokes, and heart attacks. Seniors may feel fine for years, until a sudden fall or a cardiac event changes everything overnight. The tragedy is that most of these risks are preventable. A simple blood test, small dietary changes, or targeted supplements can reverse the trajectory, but millions remain unaware until it's too late. That's why awareness matters so deeply. If you're watching this and know someone over 60, sharing this information could protect their future. Share this video with a parent, friend, or loved one. You may help them avoid years of hidden damage. Most people believe vitamin deficiencies can be solved by simply swallowing more pills. It sounds logical. If you're low, just add more. But here's the shocking twist. Supplements alone are not always the answer. In fact, when taken incorrectly, they can make problems worse. Take calcium as an example. Doctors often recommend calcium tablets to protect aging bones. Yet without enough vitamin D and vitamin K2, that calcium doesn't reach the skeleton. Instead, it drifts into arteries, stiffening them like cement. The tragic irony? Pills meant to prevent fractures can increase the risk of heart attack and stroke. Or consider vitamin B12. Many seniors faithfully take B12 tablets but remain deficient. Why? Because after 60, stomach acid drops, making absorption from pills nearly impossible. In these cases, injections or sublingual drops bypass the gut and actually restore levels. Without this adjustment, the brain and nerves continue to suffer, even while the medicine cabinet fills with unused pills. Omega-3 is another trap. Cheap fish oil capsules often oxidize, turning rancid before they're even swallowed. Instead of reducing inflammation, they add to it. Seniors think they're protecting their hearts, while in reality, they may be swallowing more harm than help. This is the unexpected truth. Vitamins don't work in isolation. They need partners, timing, and the right form. Vitamin D requires healthy fats and magnesium to activate. Vitamin K2 acts as the traffic director, sending calcium to bones instead of arteries. Magnesium calms the heart, but also supports vitamin D's function. B12 needs proper delivery, especially when the stomach can no longer cooperate. Most people, and even many doctors, overlook these connections. Seniors end up frustrated, wondering why they still feel weak or foggy despite taking handfuls of pills. The body isn't failing, the strategy is. But here's the hopeful side of the twist. Once deficiencies are treated correctly, recovery can be rapid. Seniors often describe it as getting color back in life. Energy rises, sleep deepens, memory sharpens, and mood lifts in ways family members instantly notice. So the reveal is simple but powerful. Supplements can either hurt or heal, depending on how they're used. It's not about taking more. It's about taking smarter. Testing levels, choosing quality, and pairing nutrients properly turns guesswork into transformation. Aging does not have to mean decline. With the right knowledge, the body can rebound, sometimes faster than anyone expects. That's the twist few talk about. The silent damage is preventable, and the silent recovery is possible. Knowledge is only powerful when it becomes action. The good news is that correcting vitamin deficiencies after 60 doesn't require drastic changes. It comes down to simple, practical steps anyone can follow. Lesson 1. Check, don't guess. Blood tests reveal deficiencies long before symptoms become severe. Ask your doctor to test vitamin B12, vitamin D, and magnesium levels. Testing prevents wasted money on supplements you don't need and highlights what your body truly craves. Lesson 2. Build from food first. Supplements help, but food is the foundation. For B12, enjoy fish, poultry, eggs, or fortified cereals. For vitamin D, spend 15-20 minutes in sunlight and add fatty fish like salmon. For magnesium, eat nuts, seeds, and leafy greens daily. For E, omega-3, aim for fatty fish twice a week or flax and chia seeds. For vitamin K2, include fermented foods like natto or aged cheese. Lesson 3. Pair nutrients wisely. Think of vitamins as teammates. Vitamin D works better with magnesium. Calcium protects bones only when guided by vitamin K2. Omega-3 balances inflammation best when combined with antioxidants. The goal is not single nutrients, but harmony. Lesson 4. Choose quality supplements. If food and sunlight aren't enough, supplements fill the gap. But quality matters. Pick trusted brands with purity testing. For B12, consider sublingual drops if absorption is weak. For omega-3, look for molecularly distilled oils to avoid toxins. Lesson 5. Make it a lifestyle, not a quick fix. Deficiencies develop slowly, and recovery takes consistency. A few weeks may bring relief, but long-term habits bring lasting strength. Building meals with variety, moving daily, and protecting sleep all support vitamins to do their work. Every step, even small ones, adds up. A handful of nuts, a walk in the sun, or swapping processed food for real food creates momentum. And momentum builds health. If this video gave you one idea to try this week, which will it be? Comment your plan below. Your answer might inspire someone else to take action. Aging is not the enemy. Silent deficiencies are. They creep in without warning, stealing energy, clarity, and independence. But as we've seen, the story doesn't have to end that way. With awareness, testing, and small daily changes, you can stop the hidden decline. B12 can protect memory. Vitamin D can keep bones strong. Magnesium calms the heart and muscles. Omega-3 fuels the brain. Vitamin K2 keeps calcium where it belongs. Each nutrient is a guardian. Together, they build a shield around your future. The biggest lesson is this: what many call just aging is often something fixable. A leg cramp may be magnesium. A foggy mind may be B12. A fragile bone may be vitamin D. When deficiencies are corrected, life feels lighter, sharper, and more vibrant. You now hold knowledge that most people over 60 never hear. Don't let it fade. Put it into practice. Share it with someone you love. And remember, health is not about adding years to life. It's about adding life to years. If you found value here, stay with us. Subscribe to Vital Health Tales for more stories that empower your health journey. And if this video spoke to you, share it forward. Your action may change someone's tomorrow. Your body is still capable of renewal. All it asks is that you listen and give it what it needs.